I released a video 5 weeks ago about the Esports World Cup hosting a giveaway, which after 8 weeks passed, the winners saw none of the $250,000 in items that were promised, and the community almost unanimously believed that they had been duped and this was entirely a scam. I go over all of my thoughts and explain the situation in this video, which is linked in the description and in the card above, explaining that personally I thought that it was far more likely to be just complete weaponized incompetence from the tournament producers and them not understanding how difficult it is to deal with purchasing Dota 2 items as inexperienced traders, as it's not as simple as just purchasing the items you need from a website like in CSGO. If you want to hear all of the details about that, check the video linked in the description and the card up top. But the news today is that some of the items have finally started to turn up. And like I expected, the explanation was just as I predicted. The reasoning for the items displayed not quite matching the cost that was claimed is that they didn't even really know what items they were meant to be buying in the first place. Arcanas like Wraith King's bundle have started turning up, and the Crimson Witness items, for example, are just a complete range of all of the Crimson items that exist in the game. It's not clear from people whether the term bundle actually means anything and people are actually getting more than one thing at a time, but you can check the inventory linked below to see exactly what items they have sourced. This is great news for the winners of this tournament's giveaways, and I'm very glad that this has begun to resolve itself. But I'm going to flog the dead horse and reiterate how unprofessional this entire debacle was and how simple it would have been to resolve if the correct people were employed to do this. They released a new statement today which includes another explanation for what they claim is a slight delay, now 17 weeks later, was the item's availability and Steam trade lock, which frankly is nonsense, with their first explanation being that it was difficult to manage the items due to the sheer amount of winners in the giveaway, when obviously they are the ones who decided exactly how many winners there were in the first place. This was extremely poor management from a company like ESL with so much experience managing tournaments, and you have to keep in mind that they were running this tournament on behalf of the Esports World Cup Foundation, which is backed by billions of dollars of Saudi government sovereign fund money. And frankly, I think this damaged the reputation of the Esports World Cup Foundation in the Dota 2 players community. And letting it get to a point where a nobody Dota creator had to contact your PR staff for a statement because you weren't saying anything to the community and everybody online had written off your $100 million tournament as a scam was a complete misstep from ESL, and I think the Esports World Cup Foundation would expect more. Regardless, it's great news that players are finally getting their items, and the interesting part is I have it on good word that the prices EWC has paid for these items are astronomically inflated, as I've spoken to owners of the items that they have purchased and have verified that EWC has purchased their items specifically, and they've paid a quite significantly inflated price to arrange the delivery of these items even at a 17 weeks delay. So clearly the people in charge of procuring these items are so inexperienced in this scene and have obviously overpaid quite a significant amount. That is my opinion. I don't have any evidence that I can produce to support that, and I want to make it very clear that that is of my opinion and not a direct statement of fact. I can't comment on whether the items' total values end up to the $250,000 that they claim. My opinion is that they don't come anywhere near this, as some of the items have already been sent out. I can't verify in its entirety. However, the facts I can present to you is that in my original video I calculated the value of the items that they were saying they were giving away to around 73,500 USD at a very generous estimate to give them quite a lot of leeway in overpay. So keep that $73,500 number in mind, as the estimated value of the entire backpack of the Esports World Cup account at the moment is $64,351. So I'm not sure where that 250k number has gone, but you can come to your own conclusion. But knowing the amount that they've overpaid for some of these items, it is of my opinion that they do not reach the $250,000 that they have claimed. Obviously, ESL needs an internal structure for managing giveaways properly, as this is not the first case of this happening for them, if not for the sake of them, but the reputation of their partners that they are producing tournaments for. Now, if you want to take part in some giveaways that are run properly and better than a $1.5 billion company can possibly muster, check out the Dota 2 items and info Discord link in the description, where we do giveaways pretty constantly for items like Arcanas and Unusual Couriers, where I can guarantee I won't tell you it takes 18 weeks for a Steam trade lock to expire. Thank you so much to all of my YouTube members for joining. It really does help create these videos.